Morning. So today we are going to study about critical thinking in science. So critical thinking, it is a process of analyzing information to make reasoned judgment. So critical thinking in science, it is also the process of using evidence and reasons to evaluate informations and form judgments and solve the problems. So critical thinking in science, it is a scientific attitude that involves questioning assumptions, analyzing data, and testing hypotheses. Now we can look at how the critical thinking in science which helps in educational field. So the first one is it enhances problem solving skills and it encourages inquiry and curiosity. It is also helps in improves in decision making abilities. Then it helps in boosting creativity and innovation and develops scientific literacy. And it also strengthens our logical reasoning. It helps in analyze and evaluate the evidence. It promotes independent thinking and prepare the students for real world challenges and encourages open mindedness. So these all are which helps in educational field. So we look at on how the critical thinking in science which helps in educational field. Now we can look at how the critical thinking which influence the students. So the critical thinking which encourages students to actively analyze the information and think critically. And it helps them questioning assumptions and assess evidence logically. It enables the students to draw well-founded conclusions based on facts and prepare them to use critical thinking in real life situations. So these are all the points in which the critical thinking that influence the students. Now we can look at what are the advantages of critical thinking. We already said that the critical thinking which helps in problem solving skill and it also improves in decision making and develops logical reasoning and boosting our creativity, and also it promotes open mindedness and builds confidence in scientific thinking. So these points are the advantages of critical thinking. Now we can look at what are the disadvantages of critical thinking. So some of the disadvantages are, so the critical thinking, it is time consuming. It takes lot of time to think critically and it can lead to overthinking, and it sometimes challenges for some students and it is not always applicable. It can causes some confusions, and it is also require guidance for critically thinking. So these are all about critical thinking in science. So first we discusses about what is critical thinking in science. Then we look at on how the educational field or how the critical thinking which helps in educational field. Then we look at on how the critical thinking that influence the students. And at last we discusses on what are the advantages and disadvantages of the critical thinking. So these are all my topic. Thank you.